years old. It's like 35,000 times a year now. So what happens is it becomes ingrained in your body, your mind, and in your psyche. So when you look at a situation and you hear somebody say no, you step back. For me, I go, well, that just means no right now for you, but it don't mean no for me, right? Right? Are you guys with me? Okay. When you take control, it's one of two things. Are you the thermostat or are you the thermometer? Are you controlled? Are you the one that controls what's around you? When you take control of what's around you, people start to gravitate towards you. They say, what do you have that I don't have? When you show people your passion, they understand. He has something, she has something that I want. I need something like that because right now, I'm lacking something. What is it that I'm lacking? Okay? A lot of things we lack, right? Confidence, security, financial, relationship, walk with God, whatever you may look at, is we're all looking for something, really. But you know what? When it comes to being somebody that's a support system and being leaders, every one of you in this room are leaders, whether you respect that or not, because you are here on a Sunday morning, and you could be at the beach, you could be with your family, you could be at church, you could be having brunch. But you know what? You made a choice. And you know what? Here's the thing that I really tell people that really makes a big difference is when you take and realize that when a person sits in a chair, and they look at you and they sit in that chair, and they pull that chair up, and they sit down, and they lean back, they get comfortable. They get comfortable and they start thinking everything that's around them. They're going, gosh, I only wish this, I only wish that. John has this, Matt has that. I should have that. But I'm sitting in that chair right now, I'm really comfortable, right? Okay, you know what? Matt's inspired me. He's inspired me. I want to take and I want to do my own thing. I'm going to get out of the chair and it's not going to be as comfortable. But I'll tell you what, the people that get out of that chair, they move into a position that's uncomfortable, those are the people that achieve things. The difference between those that are moving forward, because a lot of people think you can move forward, you can stay where you're at, and you fall back. You're either moving forward or you fall back. That's just the way life works. And when you put yourself in motion to be successful, successful people are willing to do what unsuccessful people aren't willing to do. Sounds harsh. It's the truth and reality. You are the 5 closest people that you surround yourself with. I'm going to explain that. You take and you surround yourself by 5 people. Do you want to be the smartest person in the room of those 5 people? Or do you want to be the person that knows the least of those 5 people? My opinion is, I want 4 friends that are smarter than me. They're going to teach me. They're going to raise me up. You know, when you sit down at the table at night and you have people sitting around that table, you can't talk about finances because there's financial problems. You can't talk about anything that goes on that talks about money. Money is evil. Money is wicked. You know what? Money is a blessing in situations because I'm going to touch on something right now, and I'm going to try and hold it together, okay, guys? My nephew is in the hospital right now fighting for his life. He was in a motorcycle accident last night about 6 o'clock. We were here doing a session. We had multiple calls, but we had our phones on silence. And he had a life-changing experience in a matter of seconds. They gave him 9 pints of blood, broken pelvis, ruptured spleen, lacerations to his kidney and liver and one of his lungs. He has a 1% chance of saving his right leg. They're going to amputate it probably this morning. I'm telling you all this because my partner, Tasha, is at the hospital with her sister right now. And thank God they stopped the bleeding. He's not in a situation he's going to lose his life, but it's something that changes a life, okay? Those are things that happen in life that you deal with. And I'm a little off my game today, so I apologize a little bit. But I took my teaching a little bit different direction today because I felt that's where I was led, and that's what I do, okay? I speak from my heart. And what I'm telling you guys right now, the reason why I'm telling you this and sharing you that is when you talk to people, they don't want you to be a salesman. They don't want you to be a used car salesman. They don't want you to be a junkyard car salesman. And a lot of us do that, okay? We were given some tools that are amazing with this company. And I say amazing. We've been involved with several different network marketing companies. The very last one we were with is the only one we ever made money. There's two reasons why. There was an opportunity there was a good product, and most of all, we didn't treat it like a hobby. We treated it like a business, and it made a difference, okay? If you are genuine with people and you share their heart, can you guys feel my passion? Okay, that's what I do when I talk with people. I don't try and sell them. I share with them. I show them my heart. I tell them, you know what? How's your family going? What have you guys been up to? Long time since I talked to you. They share with me. They share with me their heart. You know what they do then? They say to me, how's your family? How are things been going? How's work? What happens is I have an opportunity to share with them, right? Did I sell them anything? But you know what? I'm genuine because I do care and love people. And that's what you have to have. In network marketing, you have to be concerned and you have to put somebody else first before you, okay? If you take and help 2 people, if you help 10 people, if you help 100 people, it's going to come back to you. They're probably going to see the success first, but you know what? If you're a good leader, you're going to duplicate that. You're going to train that. It's going to be ingrained to you. And where I'm headed is, it basically comes back to, it starts with you. It's personal development. You guys plug into personal development. You become a better version of yourself. People are going to look to you. They're going to say, I want what you have. I want what you have. I want what you have. You know why? Because you inspire me. Because in this world today, we look at the news, we look at the politics, it divides all of us, right? You know what? When we show our love for each other and we have compassion for each other, there's a unity that comes together. And when you have that, people know that. And they go, I don't have that. I want some of that. It's not that it tastes good. It's the sort of thing that when we were call it divinely created, our souls were put in a position that we want to help other people. We're caregivers, whether it's not on the surface, but deep down it is. And you know what? When you help other people, there's a gratification that comes back that finances could never replace. When you take somebody that struggles from month to month, and $300 to $500 a month would be life-changing. I'm not exaggerating. Life-changing. Once a year, all of a sudden, they're able to go buy their kids some new clothes. They can take and buy them maybe a piece of furniture or something like that because it's called a tax return. To me, it's sad. It really is, because every person in this room right now has a gift that's been given to them to share to somebody else, that they could have that reward every single month by adding $300 to $500 to their income. But you know what? Life-changing for some people are different than $300 to $500 a month. It might be $300 to $500 a week. It might be $3,000 to $5,000 a week. It might be tens of thousands of dollars a week. And I'm not trying to blow anybody away, but there's people in this company that have only been in the company for 90 days, been in the company since its origin. Oh wow, how long was that? About 7 months ago, right? And they're making 6 figures a month. Okay, a lot of people go through life, never make 6 figures in a year. In 7 months, people have accomplished that. Limitations are what you put upon yourself. If you see that, you know what, if I had this, I could do this. Okay. Some people look at, I could buy that car, I could buy that Ferrari. I look at it like this: is I could help my mom and stepdad live a better life. I could help my sister with something that maybe is transpiring, that all of a sudden she needed $5,000 for something, and you know, like, gosh, I could probably come up with it, put it on my credit card, and I could grab it from my bank account and give it to her, and it would take care of a situation. I look at things like that. Yeah, I'm going to go on vacations. I love vacations, but I'll be honest with you. Put your heart out for other people. It's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to you. I'm going to refer to a couple of my notes because I'm a little bit off of where I was at. So we trained a little bit, and we one thing we didn't really touch really deep on. We started into as far as piquing people's interest in this business, and it has to be comfortable. Anything you do in this business or this opportunity, it has to be comfortable. And I'm not talking comfortable for you. It has to be comfortable for the person you're talking to. When you take and approach a friend and you say, hey, you know what? I found something here. I thought of you first, and you need to take a look at this, because if I want to be the first to show you this before somebody else does, because you're going to hear about it, something like that. That works with some people. But you know what really works with people is relationship. That's why this is called relationship marketing, network marketing. Don't change who you are. People love you for who you are. Be yourself. When you're yourself, people don't feel intimidated. When you come at them and say, oh, gee, I found something you really need. And they go, so Mark, what new business are you doing today? But if I say, and I will quote what I said to a friend, I had talked to him and his wife. He's probably 2 years older than me. He's been in construction for a lot of years. And he said, yeah, I guess my knees are killing me. He goes, they want me to do a knee replacement. I'm going to fight it. He goes, I'm going to give another 10 years and this and that. And I said to him, Donnie, you know what I do. You know I do the same thing as you. We're hard workers. We're the driving force of our companies. We're ignorant because somebody else should be doing the work and we should be running the business. He said, but that's the way we were made. We're drivers. He said, your knees hurt you. You don't sleep. Is he going to sit on your lap? And I said, your knees hurt you, you don't sleep at night, and this and that. And he said, yeah. He goes, you're right. And I go, yeah, but I'm going to talk to you as your friend right now. I'm not going to sell you nothing, but I'm going to tell you, since I've been using the gel, the difference for me is I can sleep 8 hours at night. Guys, I went 14 years where I didn't sleep 8 hours at night. I would get up every hour or two. And given I'm thinking, I got old man syndrome. You guys know what I'm talking about? I got to go to the bathroom every 2 hours and I'm sleeping. I don't have to do that during the day, right? So, but in my mind, I'm justifying that. So I walk to the bathroom and I go there, and you guys know nothing happens. I go back to bed. But then I lay awake for an hour or two and try to go back to sleep. And I get back to sleep, and the dog barks, or a coyote's in the backyard. I live in North Idaho. So, there's something that wakes me up. And I'm like, God, it's like there's got to be more to life other than my arms hurting, my legs hurting, and I can't sleep anymore and have no energy. After 6 or 8 nights of using Somadern, after using the gel, I basically had my first night's sleep for 8 hours after 12 or 14 years. That's what I told Donnie. I said, you know what? I said, Donnie, same situation. My right knee is messed up. Yeah, it hurts me from time to time really bad. Torn meniscus, torn ACL, all kinds of problems in it. I'm thick-headed. It's never been replaced, never been repaired. I don't have 6 months to not use it. He goes, so what's it doing for you? I said, I can function. Been on my knees for 2 days doing a job, finishing up something so I could come to California and visit with my friends, my family. I can encourage them, I can teach them, I can help them with where they're at in their business. And he goes, yeah, what's it doing for you? I said, well, I sleep at night, 8 hours. My brain shuts off. Now, it doesn't shut off totally because I have dreams like I've never had before. I don't remember even in my 20s when I had dreams like this, vivid and clear, crystal, and things like that. You know, but the thing of it is, it's kind of funny. Say you got up during that middle of the night to use the restroom one time, not 15, and you go back to bed, you can hit pause and replay, and you come back to where you left off, and it continues. Is that a dream or what, right? If you guys woke up in the morning and said, gosh, I had a heck of a dream, but I don't remember what the hell it was about, right? Well, the clarity of mind, you know, and things like that. When you come and you talk about piquing people's interest, you have steps that you take, right? What's amazing for this company is they've set up things that make it so simple for us. Guys, when you're talking to somebody, don't be the first thing that you talk to them about is sharing with them the gel. At the end of your conversation, the last minute, the last 30 seconds, when you ask them how life is for them, how everything's going for them, they return that back to you. If they don't return it back to you, it's not an open option, right? Because they don't care about you as much as you care about them. Because people that care will ask you the things that you ask them. Ask a question to get a question, okay? When people ask you as far as questions, and you're at the end of that conversation, you go, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you about this. I got involved with a product that is amazing and life-changing for me. Shut up. Don't say no more. Have them ask you questions. Have them be the person that's doing all the question and answers. Because what you want people to do is they want to ask, you want them to ask more. If you give them all the information, they have no question to ask. But you know what happens to them? They say, I could never remember that. I couldn't do what you do. Man, you're amazing at what you do. I'm not the same as you. People cut themselves short before they actually know anything about the product or the opportunity. Give them the opportunity to ask questions. When you ask questions, what happens? You're the person doing the talking. But what happens when you're the person that is sharing something? You need to be the person that's listening. Because God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You need to listen twice as much as you speak. And when you listen, you hear about what's important to somebody else. Make sense? When you take and ask a question, listen closely. Yeah. If you're not mental enough to retain it, make yourself some notes. Because it's going to be the difference between how you can help somebody, how you can share with somebody. They're going to take and they're going to look at a situation. When you take and ask them a question, they're going to watch your passion. They're going to watch your attentiveness. If you're trying to sell them, here's what's going to happen. People are going to check out. You guys see that happening? Shut up. Sorry. Pretty straightforward. That's what you got to do. Shut up. You know why? Because you push something on somebody, you're selling somebody, and you're trying to tell them too much. Share enough with them to make them ask questions. So you're piquing their interest. When they ask questions, you say, and you're at the end of that conversation for that last minute, that 30 seconds, whatever it might be, it says, that's a great question. I'd love to be able to answer that, but you know what would be better is, give me your phone number. Key something, write this down. If I, will you? If I send you this 3-minute video, will you watch this? And I can get back in touch with you in an hour. Oh, you're busy in an hour? Great. What time tonight? 5 work for you? Set the follow-up. Don't give away the video. Have value to the video. That video is so powerful. You know what? Don't be the mouthpiece. Don't be the person with all the information. Be the person that shares your testimony of things. Be the person that is caring for other people. But always let these tools work for you. Otherwise, you're going to work so hard when this tool can do it, and time is one thing that we can't replace. So when you have somebody's information and they have something peaked, and you send them that video, I do a few different things. Depends on the person. I'll say, in between, if I say they put me off for a day or two, right? Say, no problem. Let's do it then. Okay? You have to be accommodating for people's time. Because people think a lot of time that they're busier than everybody else. I know some busy people. I know some people that have 1, 5, 15, 35 companies. Are those people busier than me? Yeah, they're probably pretty busy, right? But they developed a system that works, okay? Scheduling, we'll talk about that in a little while. You always have to be conscious of other people's time. But let's say somebody sets something up for 3 days down the road. Say it's 2 days down the road. I take and throw them a text real quick. I say, hey, you know what? Something crossed my mind. You asked me a question. I can't remember exactly what it was, but we have a men's and women's page that's a closed group. And I'm going to add you to that. And you just have to accept it. Go on there and take a look at things. As soon as somebody gets added to it, the administrator is basically going to review it. It might be 2 minutes. It might be a day. But be patient. Go back in and tag that person on something that you feel that is connected with them, of an interest of theirs. And when you do that, it will take and be posted, obviously. You'll see it. What you're doing is you're doing a very soft sale. But the thing of it is, you're keeping a connection. In any form of business, if you want to take and advance what you're doing, you always have connection, whether it's with a distributor or whether it's with a customer. Okay? There's a lot of reason why. One is everybody wants to know they're remembered. What's the other thing that people like to do? They like to talk about themselves. Okay? Most people like to talk about themselves. Whether it's a positive thing or it's a negative thing. Now, I really don't care to hear about all the negative stuff, because if I'm talking more positive and I'm showing people more positive, it changes their state of mind. Hopefully, their minds are thinking of more positive. Okay? It's not what I can't do, it's what I can do. What's in my limitations? What are my limitations? When you figure out those boundaries, you move forward. You find out what you can actually change. Can I change the weather outside today? No, I can't do that. But can I change the attitude in this room real quick? I probably could. You know? And so there's things that are within your control of what you can do. And if you are a person that has that desire to change somebody else's life, take a ride in an elevator sometime. Could be the quietest place on earth, right? What changes that? You look at the person next to you that you've never seen before in your life, and they look 100% different than you, right? And you go, how's your day going? And they go, good. Okay, what happens in that elevator? You went quiet again, right? Yeah. Right? Okay. You look back over that person and go, no, I'm really serious. How's your day going? And they go, well, I've had better days. What happens then? It goes quiet. You go, I'm really the person that needs to ask the question right now is, tell me really how your day's going. How many of you ever done that? Okay. Let me ask you something. Did you change somebody's attitude for the moment? Did you change somebody's attitude for the day? Did you maybe change something in somebody else that changed their life? What we have in front of us is life-changing. And if you haven't grasped that yet, get a hold of it. Because if you don't, your neighbor's going to, and you're going to say, gee, I should have signed my neighbor up because he's got a hold of this, and I'm just starting to get a hold of it now. Because we're in a position that hasn't happened in a long time in network market. It hasn't happened where we have the only product of our sort. We have our own category. There's nobody in our category. You guys happy with that? There's nobody else there. It's us. I'm going to try not to be so serious the rest of my talk, okay? Because I kind of get that way when I get a little emotional. We have an opportunity that's huge. And the things that we train on, we need to soak it up. We need to take notes. We need to get those nuggets out of what's going on right now. Because what transpires right now for the next 16 months, each day that transpires, we're going to be moving forward. And I've seen it in other companies. There's a point where a company is doing this and it does this. If it's a great company, it goes like this. If it's a good company, it goes like this. If it's a bad company, it goes like this, right guys? Okay? We're over that 6-month hurdle already. The average network marketing company fails in the first 6 months. We're past that, okay? We've had a lot of struggles. We've been through the struggles. We've overcame the struggles. And you know what? We're growing. We grew with no product. We grew with a lack of customer service. We grew with things because we had leaders like Chris Kavanaugh and Troy Landwehr and Chip McGill and people like Randy Nordyke, Ursula, Deborah Ambrose. Deborah Ambrose, Diamond Ambassador in the house. Okay? Why? Because she was willing to do what you weren't willing to do. And I'm not slapping you. What I'm telling you is, this girl's on fire. You know what she does? She stays busy. She does it. She listens to what Troy says. She listens to the calls. Guys, those calls are so important. If you're not plugged in, you're dropped out. This company is going so fast. If you're not on those calls every day, or you're not on the replays that same night, you are behind. And where I was talking about going as far as the next 16 months, what's going to transpire is this: you're on a rocket ship right now. You know what the fuel is for that rocket ship? You guys stay plugged into those calls. Okay? Life's busy. I've got this going on. I've got that going on. You can have one of two things. You can have success or you can have excuses. You got to choose which one it is. And it's up to you right now. And I know with Deborah, she made no excuses. She quit her full-time job that was her security because she said, I envision, I don't see, I have a vision of where this company is going. She didn't say, oh, we don't have any product. She said, we're getting more manufacturers. We don't have credit cards. Thank God people have bank accounts. And that those credit cards will be back soon. Okay? She didn't dwell on the negative. She said, you know what? There are so many positives that outweigh the negatives that are here. I'm going to focus on that, and I'm going to look at that. I'm not going to look at everything else. I'm not going to call my downline and say, crap, we didn't get credit cards. Crap, this $59 thing, and I'm not getting paid right now. She said, my check is going to freaking enormous. Excuse my choice of words. But it's true. My check is going to be so big and far beyond everything I saw in the last company I was in or with the last job I had. And you know what? Somebody else isn't telling me that I got to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning and I have to be there till 5 o'clock. And if my kid has a game that I have to work, I can't go to that game. And I have a choice to go do what I do. I have time freedom. When I was a young man, I looked at something like this. I looked at time and I looked at time like this. In my time, I was right here. Guys, today, I have this much time left, right? Okay? I look at it that way, but I value time. I value everybody's time. When you talk to one of your leaders, you guys are leaders, but when you talk to somebody in your life, you have a question for them. Dissolve all of your ability of what you have. Use all of what you dissolve in that ability to find out first what that answer is. Because you know what? That leader is busy. They're helping newbies that know nothing. And they're getting them started. And then they have the wisdom of knowledge that has transpired of becoming an upline leader. The questions a lot of people ask, honestly, I'm surprised when they ask them. I'm not telling you not to ask questions. What I'm telling you is we have answers. Get to know your back office. There's a lot of people when I talk to this, I've never even gotten in my back office. I go, what's your paycheck look like? Well, I haven't made anything yet. Maybe you ought to get in your back office. Maybe you need to spend a little time. When's the last time you saw somebody that opened a business for $199 and they're making $100,000 a week? It doesn't happen, does it? No, it happens in this business. But you know what? That person that spent $199 that's making $100,000 a week, he took and got in the back office. He learned what resources were. He learned what the comp plan was. He went into credit. You can envision success. He might have wrote it too. But that's a difference. That's a difference between a person that's successful and a person that's not. They're willing to do things. They're willing to pique people's interest. They're willing to show their heart to people. They go to a position of looking at the things that are tools that are in the business. The resources we have are amazing. With the men's and women's page that Danielle Rich created, amazing woman. I mean, she's got so much energy for 15 people. I mean, does she sleep? You know, she has kids too, right? Young kids. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, your poor husband, he probably sleeps in another room. Right? You know? Or if he does, you know, she's an amazing woman. Oh, most definitely, most definitely. But also, it really comes down to the mix of Greek and Italian. You know, it's like, poor guy has not a chance. So, I'm saying all that is because, you know, we have all those tools that will actually work for us. When you're piquing people's interest, if you use the system correctly, if you take and show people how to do that, you duplicate it and you keep it, keyword, simple. Don't complicate it. Last company we're in, started out simple. When we got out, complicated. Change of direction. Keep your direction. Keep your focus. Keep your vision where you're going. When you think about things and you're thinking about the tools in the men's and women's page, you're piquing people's interest with giving that video. On giving them that video, you set up that follow-up. With that follow-up, you say, people ask you a question, because you set up that follow-up. You make it so that you call 5 minutes early, not 5 minutes late. Because you know what? You might be 5 minutes late for a future. Something right now, you set that up. Your integrity is everything in this business. And when you share your integrity with people, and you feel like somebody's something, and that's why we left the last company we were with, we felt the integrity changed within the company, and we weren't comfortable with it. People figured out pretty quick they're comfortable with the integrity or not. But if you show integrity, you're there on time, or you're maybe just a little bit early, people see that. They even see it even more when you're late, don't they? You know, he didn't value my time enough to be, or she didn't value my time enough to be here when they said they were going to be. Yeah, life happens, but you know what? Be 15 minutes early, because if you're 15 minutes early, you're 15 minutes late. And it might be the thing that changes the direction of the course in your life. Be on time. But with sharing, as far as the video, person asks you a question, still today, doesn't make any difference. I can answer the questions. I can answer most of the questions. Ask me questions about corporate, I say, I don't know nothing. Ask me about compliance, I know a little bit. Ask me about the comp plan, I probably know it inside and out. Ask me about placing people, I probably know it inside and out. Understanding people's hearts, probably know about 50%, maybe 75%. I try to feel like I feel 100%, but I know I try to, because that's what I try to do. But when you look at as far as answering the question from a three-way call, I'll lead to a three-way call. Person asks you after watching that video, and they say, hey, I got a couple questions. Okay, what is it? Yeah, you know, that gel, how does that get into the skin? Because somebody told me, or I Googled it, that the molecule is so large, there's no way it could penetrate the dermis of the skin? Wow, that's a great question. I'm new to this business. Might be 6 months, 9 months, a year new to this business. I might be yesterday new to this business. That's a great question. Let me get Deborah on the phone real quick, because she probably can answer this better than I can. Guys, there's power in three-way calls. If you aren't using three-way calls, you're probably losing 50% of the people that you talk to, because you end up trying to close the deal. And they go, gee, Mike, you got in this business last week. How could you know that much about anything? Okay. Deborah Ambrose, you got in this business 6 months ago, 5 months ago. When the company was new, she's got to know a lot. People evaluate things without even thinking about their evaluating things. They don't even know who they're talking to on the other phone. They could be talking to some person they've never heard before, but this person is answering their questions. They're on the spot, they're direct, and there's a power three-way calls. There is a power three-way calls that will break a call down too. There's ways that you do a three-way call. You take and interrupt the person that you brought on the phone to be your expert, to be your upline, to be somebody that you've built up with words of affirmation before you take and turn the call to them. And then put yourself on mute, be quiet, listen from the expert, listen from the upline. Learn. You're getting paid to learn, okay? You go to school, you go to college, you pay to go to college. They don't pay you to go to college. Well, in this instance, with this business, you get paid while you learn, and you get paid very well. You get paid in a position, if you are doing it regularly, more than a person that is employed by a person that tells them what to do, okay? You're learning on the job. So when you take it, that's a huge power that comes and transpires. You guys use those three-way calls, you will increase your business by probably 50%, okay? Three-way calls are powerful. Plug yourself in, put it on a text, do a group text. Take 3 or 4 people that you want to do three-way calls, to do your three-way calls with you. You send them a text. Hey, I've got a prospect. Who's available at 1 o'clock? Is anybody available now for a three-way call? Send a text. Don't call them on the phone. A lot of people have jobs outside of owning their own business, as we all do, own our own business. They have jobs that still give them time restraints, give them the element of the respect of their time. When I was talking about time and replacement of time, there's only so many hours, obviously, in the day, and I wish I had 5 more every day, right? It's just like, gosh, if I could have got that done yesterday, I wouldn't be dealing with this today. Time management is huge. Setting boundaries is one of the toughest things for people. Scheduling and being on time is another thing that's tough for people. But when you take and set yourself up a schedule, so if you're in a situation, Matt, and you have dinner tonight with your family or your friends, it's at 5 o'clock. Well, you already know that 5 o'clock you're having dinner, right? So you start figuring, okay, normally I don't get home from work till 5, but if I did this, I could do that. Okay, so if you do that on a regular basis, you don't do it like in the moment. You do it ahead of time. If you can do it the night before, just think of it like this. If you could schedule your week the week before, okay, instead of the week of, would you guys be more efficient with your time? Okay, can you replace that? No, it's one thing you can't replace. You can replace money. You can replace the water in the bottle. You could replace a lot of things. Time you can't replace, because like I was showing you with my hands, that's something you can't replace. That's how successful people run 10 businesses, 15 businesses. You look at Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins has 125 businesses. Sir Robert Branson, Virgin Airlines, over 200 businesses. How does he do it? He can't be in 200 places at one time, can he? It's organization, It's time management. As things grow in your businesses, you're on a rocket ship. It's growing. Get a hold of it, or you're going to be burnt up with the afterburners, right? So what I'm saying is the time management is huge within what you have. You guys start it now. Build yourself a schedule. I attempt and I take from the last company you're with. The one I use is for the last company I was with, developed by a gentleman, David Bird. Amazing man, very smart. Explains about how time management works, how you schedule yourself, how you take and track your calls, how you follow up on your calls, scheduling, dates and times. Today it doesn't seem maybe as big a deal. When you get busier and busier and busier, if you don't do it, you fail, you fail, you fail. So why work so hard to fail, right? Set yourself up for success. That's what successful people do. And you have to see yourself being successful. Every single person in this room is where Deborah Ambrose is as far as a diamond ambassador. The difference is you haven't put the time in yet to do what she's done. You haven't heard as many no's as she's heard. When somebody says no to me, I'm like, right on. Some people go, gosh, you know, the first 5 people I talked to, they signed up in this business. The last 5 people I talked to said, nah, I ain't interested in that. What changed? Well, did you change the way you talk to somebody? Did you talk too much? That's the first thing I always think about. Next thing is, I talked to 5 different people in the first 5 people I talked to. They were hungry and looking for something. These people basically were hungry for dinner, but nothing else, right? They were thinking about today, but they weren't thinking about tomorrow. They had sight of dinner, but they didn't have vision of the future, okay? Don't try and drag people. Don't try and convince people. Run with the runners. Everybody else love them, but run with your runners. Make sense? People will drain you, okay? Don't try to answer all their questions. Direct them. We have a lot of information in our back office and resources. We have those sites that if you go into information, you go into units, it will give you videos. It will give you information that has transpired in the last 7 months. That is huge. Direct people. Don't try to be the person that answers all the questions, because that's all you'll do. You won't go out and talk to new people. You won't go out and share the opportunity. You won't go out and share the product. You know what? I haven't touched much on the product. Does anybody in this room like that product? Has anybody ever had somebody that doesn't like the product? I have not. I've had people with questions of how to use it, and can I use it with this? I have this medication I'm on, and I'm like, God, I wish I could tell you. You could just get off that medication and use this, but legally I can't do that, okay? You have to watch perimeters of what you say and what you do. When you take and do, person asks you a question, hey, my friend has cancer, he's getting chemotherapy. First thing I'd say is don't use the product. Because what he's going to, the very first thing I normally say is, if you have a concern with what the person's maybe problem is or the medication they take, refer to their doctor. We're not doctors. We're not homeopathic doctors. We are people that are sharing something with other people. But when people say to me, hey, you know what? My wife has MS. She's had MS for 15 years. She's starting to get to where she stumbles and she has problems and stuff like that. Do you think this will help her? I say to her, you know what? I say to him, I say, you know what? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a homeopathic doctor. But if you like, I can put you on some men and women's page and you can see some other people's testimonies. Don't try to be the doctor. But you know what? Direct them. Because we have the tools to do all that work for us. And it's something that's going to make a difference in your business. But not just your business, it's something that's going to make something different in people's lives. And when you're concerned about changing people's lives, people listen to you and they respect you. So don't sacrifice your integrity, and don't put yourself in a position to sacrifice the integrity of this company. You might come across some negative things on the internet, right? But we all know if it's on the internet, it must be true, right? Okay, right? So when you have a situation and people try to say, well, I looked at this blog, and this blog said that this is a pyramid scheme, and that the product doesn't work, it makes exaggerations and this and that. Have you guys ever seen an exaggeration about our product? No, for me, it's been understated and over-delivered. Okay? It has 14 and a half years of use behind it. And, you know, when you look at Tylenol, you look at any over-the-counter product that could be either over-the-counter or prescription, they have all these disclaimers. Could cause this, could cause bleeding, could cause death, could cause kidney failure, could cause this, could cause that. Could cause a rash on your arm because you have sensitive skin. Could cause you to maybe stay awake because you use too much of it because your hormones are really imbalanced in your body. Is there worse things that can actually happen, right? So our product basically has been proven to be so safe that I'm not going to overstate anything. I'm not going to say something medically. But what I'm going to say is we have a track record of what the product actually does, how it works. It has a 93% pre-order rate, which is unheard of in network marketing. The average product is 62% or lower, okay? So your residual, I'm going to go to that, your financial ability to make money in this business, it basically comes back to you. It's what you're willing to do and how good you are willing to become to be the better version of yourself. The better version of yourself is going to lead you to success. And I'm not talking just financially. I'm not talking about helping other people. I'm talking about who we are in life. And when you do personal development and it takes you closer to that, you're going to see that the time that you put out is going to be worthy of changing your life. Why do I say that? Because I did not do crap in network marketing until I started doing personal development. It changed everything. Eric Ward, amazing man. Do I believe everything in him? No. But I like the structure of what he has. Tony Robbins, the man's amazing. I went to a Tony Robbins in Las Vegas, and I'm in my chair and I'm going, this guy is not going to make me stand up. I am not going to jump up and down like an idiot. This is not me. I was there for 23 minutes, and I'm jumping up out of my chair, and my hands are in the air, and I'm doing things I said I never would do. Because you know why? Because he's good at what he does, and he knows how to get people involved. And everybody that's been sitting here for more than about 15 minutes, all that blood that was in your head, where's it at now? It is. It's down south. Tony knows. Stand up. Everybody stand up right now. Stretch your arms up. Reach out. Feels good, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Get your head going the right direction. I gotta get rid of water. All right, everybody rested? Everyone feel good? Revived, got that blood from your south to your north. And, we're going to shift gears just a little bit. And I really want to inspire you guys how to get paid. It's one of the things I tell people all the time. Is when I bring somebody in this business, there's two things that I really feel that I'm called to do as a good leader. One is obviously training people. The other one is getting people paid. What happens when people get paid?
Belief.
Thank you. Belief. Belief is huge, right? Belief is big in your walk in life. Belief is big in anything you do, in its transference. And if you can show people how to get paid and what they're doing, how many people here have been in one other network marketing company before? Can I have a show of hands? Keep your hands up for how many have been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, question. How many of those companies you've been in did you actually made anything? How many people were in a network marketing that made money in one company? 2? Whoa, where'd the hands go? Okay. Do we do this to be a hobby? Do we do this to be a business for ourselves? Do we do this to be in a position to be in business for ourselves to help others? If you're in this business to help others and you're helping people to better themselves in a business, where could you be in a better place? When we go to work at a job, 40 hours a week, for 40 years, to retire in a substandard way of an income that we worked all of our lives so one day we could retire, so that we could have some element of comfort. We've got a twofold situation here. We can take and change that. We can supplement it. It's a choice, because everybody's vision of what they're doing is different. Not everybody wants to leave the job they're doing today. Did I say something? Not everybody sees leaving the job they're at, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it's a passion they have and it's something they love to do. And I would never take that away from anybody. 35 years of being a building contractor, a designer, a developer. I love what I do. My body just tells me I can't do it the rest of my life, right? I could run the job, but I'm kind of getting a squirrel trail here. I'm going to come back here. You're in a position to make a decision. And the only person that can make a decision is you. And if what you're doing is you see something that's going to change your life and we're on the front end of what's going on, there's an opportunity that sits in front of us that's huge. And I wanted to take the time to share with you with somebody in a short period of time that has been so majorly inspirational for me and should be for you, because of her time management that she's placed into the sacrifices she's made, to just share with us a few things that we should be doing and what she's done in order to be the success she is. And when I wake up in the morning, I'm not a diamond ambassador, but not very far away. But I tell myself in the morning I am a diamond ambassador. Because if you focus on things, those are the things that you're most likely that you're going to achieve. If you're going to focus on some negativeness, that's probably where you can stay. But if you're focusing on some positive things and you see that as possible for other people and for yourself, claim it now. And I'm not saying name it and claim it sort of thing. Something that's not possible, because it's possible. And I want to introduce to you Deborah Ambrose. She's a diamond ambassador person that all of us can learn from. And if we take the time to duplicate what she's going to tell us and she's going to show us and teach us, it will be life-changing.
Well, you guys need to know this is not what I enjoy doing, talking in front of the group. I get so nervous. I hate to say anything. But you don't have to be a speaker like Mark. You have to share from your heart. Mark and Tasha brought me in, and Tasha called me and said, you need to look at this. We had been in a business previously together, and both of us had some success. And I never thought I would do this again in another network marketing company. But when she told me what the product was, I had heard of HGH because I'd worked for a doctor before and knew all the benefits, but also knew how expensive it was unobtainable for most people, and the side effects using injections. And then we had a gel that nobody, a homeopathic gel that we were the only ones on the market, absolutely no competition. The previous company I was in was skincare. There's a zillion skincare companies out there, and so it's hard. But the product that there's no competition whatsoever, I'm like, okay, I wasn't going to do this, but I think I have to do this. So I just jumped in with the belief, before I even got my bottle, I signed up 10 people in 10 days, just with the belief in the business opportunity. I knew how getting in at the beginning was huge with a one-of-a-kind product. And if it worked, it was even getting bigger. So I got my bottle. That was in March when we got bottles within a couple days. Within 2 to 3 days, I was sleeping all night. I had hip pain that kept me up all night, leg cramps. I was sleeping through the night. My hip pains, my leg cramps were completely gone. I lost about 9 pounds right away. My energy, because I'm sleeping, my energy, memory, focus, all of that has changed tremendously. And so I brought in a few people in this room, and all I've been doing is working with them and their friends and the people that they're bringing in. So you can't just bring somebody in and say, okay, on to the next. You take them in as your family and train them, help them with whatever they need, focus on helping them build their teams. I'm not successful without you guys. You guys are what's making me successful. I'm gonna get teary-eyed. I love you guys. So that being said, I just took off running, signing up, several people. I got lucky. I signed up Dr. Georgia Balsley. I have known for about 10 years when I worked for a doctor here in Ventura. She was also a homeopathic specialist and had her own medicines. Dr. Georgia used to buy her product from us. And so we became friends over the phone years ago, and we've gone through some different things together. My husband had cancer, her husband died of cancer, so we kind of kept this friendship going. She was also in the company previous, but never really did anything with it. So when I took this to her, she's like, oh my God, do you know what we have here? This is something special. It's not just the HGH. He backed this up with the vibrotium and the adrenal support. This could be huge. Give me a bottle. I've done my research, sign me up. And so she's become one of the spokespersons from the company for the company now. But you don't have to sign up a doctor. You don't have to be a speaker. You just share from your heart. There's a lot of salon owners here that are doing really, really well. There's people that have never been in network marketing that have been doing it. I earned my car bonus in 4 weeks. Within 8 weeks, I was making 6-figure income and quit my job. 6-figure income is nothing. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm now making 7-figure income. Everyone of you guys can do this. Just run with it. Share from your heart. No, a year. Multi.
It's available. That's your name on it. Yes.
So that's pizza.
Thank you. The testimonies of people are things that we can focus on, right? It's obtainable. If you don't think it's obtainable, it won't be obtainable. You have to say, you know what? I come from the same walk of life with Deborah Ambrose. I just have to do what Deborah Ambrose has done because successful people do what unsuccessful people aren't willing to do. And that's what you have to do is you have to get that classification. It's not somebody else classifying you, it's you. It's you telling yourself you can. It's not if I do or when I do. It's I can. You claim it and you go after it. Think about different professional athletes. You know Michael Jordan? Okay, Michael Jordan did not make the basketball team his senior of high school. Michael Jordan went to college. He decided when he didn't make it, he was going to do everything it took not to make it until he was the greatest. Why was it? He wasn't the best senior in high school. There was other people better than him. Michael Jordan could have said it's not obtainable. But he said, you know what, I have this within me. Because he reached down deep and he put the time in. Like Deborah's put the time in. Like a lot of you have put time in. And that's the difference. That's the difference between being average or being abnormal, above average. I'm not saying abnormal, because a lot of people think us in network marketing are abnormal. We're weirdos. But I'm saying, would you like to compare paychecks? I'm not bragging. What I'm saying is, we have an opportunity to be overpaid. Yeah, sure, in the beginning, we work really hard to make some money, make a little bit of money. We work harder than them, as far as our paycheck are smaller than the amount of time that, compared to the amount of time that we have to put out, compared to maybe what our current jobs are. But in a very short period of time, that whole scale flips. You go to a position of being paid $500 an hour for your activities versus 50 cents an hour for your activities. Same amount of time. Do you know what? What happens is you become better at what you're doing with time. Maximize the time you have. Be smart about the time that you put into advancing your future. And I don't mean just this business. I mean your personal development. Because you have to be the best possible version of yourself in order to be the highest quality of person to reach out to others so that you can reach what your goals are that you're looking to achieve. And by doing that, you can be a Michael Jordan. Maybe you won't be Michael Jordan, but maybe you will be a Larry Bird. Wow, would that be bad? You know what I'm saying? Or would you be a Magic Johnson? Or would you be another current player today? But my point basically is limitations are what you put upon yourself. If you want to have a future and you want to build a future and you want to build it and you want to help it, help other people, and you want to bring your friends with you, you know what? Not all your friends are going to see what you see. You know what? They're not going to have the same vision. But if you ask a simple question when you're sharing the opportunity with somebody and you show them that video and you share that video with them and you say to them, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Do you see that this product is amazing? Do you see the opportunity that we could do to help George, help Sue, and help Fred? Do you see what's there? Sometimes you got to plant a vision for other people. It's transference. Sometimes you got to believe for people before they believe in it themselves. But I'm not telling you to struggle. I'm not telling you to waste your time. But sometimes people's belief system, they've been beaten down because they've heard no so much of their life. And when we're born, we're innocent. We get 10 years old. We've heard no how many tens of thousands of times. It's ingrained into us. And you make a choice whether no stops you or no pushes you. So for everybody that's here today, I want to thank you for being here. And you know what, you guys, we've only just begun. And our future together is we're not individuals. Whether you're an upline, a downline, a sideline, we're all family in this business. We're all here to help each other. And I want you guys to know that I mean that from my heart. And I hope you feel that. Because Tosh and I, our ambition is to be the best leaders we can be so we can be servant leaders to help everybody be successful. So thanks for coming today. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.